Hi, I'm Phil the Potter, and today I'm going to show you how I make a large fruit bowl on a treadle wheel. Here we have the bowls finished. So I am weighing out 10 pounds of clay, and I will begin to slap wedge these pieces together. I have to do it, 20 or so times, and this helps just get the clay homogenized. And now I'm going to knead the clay, and it will look kind of like a conch shell as I do it. And this gets air bubbles out and again homogenizes it and actually aligns the particles so that they are ready to throw. And yeah, that's a ton of work. Some potters say you got to do it 100 times. Alright, I'm just rolling out the bottom to get any creases out of the bottom, so I won't get any air bubbles on the bottom when I slap it down on the wheel. And here I'm smacking it in the center. It actually helps quite a bit. When you have a leg-powered treadle wheel like this, it's not easy to center a large lump of clay. So I'm really using my whole body here to just push that clay into submission. And here I've centered the clay and I'm opening up. And you need to leave a lot of room on the bottom so that you can trim it out later. Making pottery is sometimes twofold. You don't just throw the piece, but you also have to remove some of the piece once it's thrown and dried. It's called in a reduction process called trimming. But right now we're throwing. So I'm getting the bottom of the bowl figured out here on the inside of the bowl. Making sure it's really compressed so I won't get any cracks when it dries and fires. And now I'm going to throw the wall by pushing the outside in and the inside out. And you'll see the clay kind of grow as I go up. You can see a little bit of undulation in the rim, and that's what I love these treadle wheels for. They let you have some humanity in the pottery. It's not just an electric lathe. I mean, these things they let your humanity come out. The pots are a little bit wobbly sometimes, and in a good way. So I'm just getting the rim set, and I want a really fat rim. As I push the rim out here, I'm forming the inside of the bowl. And I want to keep that rim thick because as I push it out, it actually thins out. But here I'm using a wood rib, which is just a potter's tool that helps kind of eliminate some of those throwing rings and smooths out the inside of that bowl. Just going to measure there. Pottery shrinks quite a bit. It will probably shrink 1.5 inches, so I have to make it at about 13.5 inches. I'm just smoothing any imperfections out so it's a nice smooth ride all the way in the inside of the bowl. And I'm compressing the rim here. This helps so that the rim doesn't split when it dries. There's a lot of chaos in pottery, and you gotta account for that. Great, the bowl's finished. I've thrown it, well, partially finished. I've thrown it anyway. And you see the outside doesn't quite look very nice. It's pretty lumpy looking, just doesn't look that pretty. So I'm going to take the bat off. That's that round disc that the bowl was made on. And we're going to let this dry overnight. That will get leather hard. Great, so now we can trim. This is really fun. It's one of my favorites. Hello. Got a fresh haircut and shave later here. The bowl is obviously hardened up a bit to a stage we call leather hard, and it's kind of like a hard rubber or a medium rubber. And I'm not spanking the pot, I am trying to tap it on center. And this, I'm not doing a very good job, but this helps kind of get it centered a little easier. I can keep the wheel going. A little embarrassing, I wasn't very successful here, but there we go. You can see the undulation in the pot. The treadle wheel just really brings out the, you can hear my wife coming, really brings out the pots dance on a treadle wheel. They just move, which is beautiful. I think it's really beautiful. Okay, so I flattened out the bottom, it's nice and smooth. Now I'm setting the diameter of the foot ring, or the foot rim. I like to use kind of a 45-degree angle to get the top set. And if the clay isn't a good hardness, I'll either push in too hard and will cut too much clay off, or if it's too hard, it's really difficult to do and doesn't leave very nice trim lines. So you kind of have to get the pot right at the right time. Here I'm just kind of speeding up. I'm just removing a lot of that clay. It's cool because I can actually recycle it. I'll show you later. Alright, so I've established the width of the foot. There we go, it looks nice. Now I'm going to get the bowl, the outside of that bowl shaped and trimmed down to remove some of the excess weight that's not needed. I do like a thicker bowl just so that they are sturdy. Here's a different image or a different angle for you and the actual speed. So you can see those beautiful ribbons of clay just kind of going in a waterfall off the pot there. And I enjoy the trim lines left behind on these with these tools. I think it just shows a little bit more of the handmade side of these things. Alright, so now I'm going to get the inside. This is always the scariest part for me. I have trimmed through many bowls. That's no fun. If I push too hard, I will go right through the pot all the way through and it will be ruined. You can't fix a pot once you trim all the way through it. So any mistake I make here is permanent. But I've got to go down to the depth that I think is right and then try to match the inside curve of the bowl on the inside, underside of it, to the outside of the bowl. That's the best way, I think, to make a bowl. Getting rid of a lot of that excess clay here on the bottom foot rim. Here I'm going to leave a nice big swirl mark, because why not? It's pretty. That's kind of a taller foot rim, which I enjoy, and it's a little thicker, which I think looks nice with a big bowl. It's not too skinny. It's about the right width for the bowl, so it won't tip over easily. And here I'm just going to sign my name with my stamp, PS, to finish it off. Alright, well I finished making this bowl, and I hope you can see kind of the humanity that is put into this work. I love making pots, and I love the humanity that's put into the pots. That these are not just pots that you'll find at Target or Walmart. These are handmade with love and a lot of care. Every aspect of these pots is thought about and thought deeply about, and you know, I care about how it's used and how it functions for you and how it looks. One more thing, this is the recycling part. It's pretty cool. All those scraps that came off the bowls, I can just reuse. I can slake down and dry out until it's the right consistency and wedge it back up like you saw in the beginning and make it into another mug or a bowl. So nothing really gets wasted. Hey, I appreciate you watching all the way through, and I hope you enjoyed watching me make this fruit bowl on this cool old-fashioned treadle wheel I have. If you're interested, you can purchase one of these big fruit bowls on my website, philipschmidtpottery.com. Just head there and check it out. They are dishwasher safe, and they are great for holding fruit, as you could see here. Also great for like sharing a pasta dish or something like that, or great as a wedding gift. All right, thanks again. Take care.